This is Billy the Weather Guy, live. It's been a while, so we have to talk about the main hurricane, so Florence, and we have all these other storms out there. But anyway, let's just get right into the weather. This is Billy the Weather Guy. We have some snow coming up next week. It's April. Yes. Right now it's 87 degrees. It's partly cloudy. It feels like 90 humidity, 45%. But right here, it is somewhat cloudy and sunny. 88 degrees, but it feels like 101. Monday, high of 79, low of 69, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds with thunderstorms. Now the temperature is 78 degrees with a light sun shower. Soon there could be some rain here, but the weather in the south is very unpredictable. So see you there in North Carolina. Well, bye. Well, it's been your forecast. Well, like this video, if you thought it was good, subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure the bell icon is on for notifications. I will see you Friday and bye. And as well, happy Mother's Day. Mother. Okay, mic's back on. Okay, so hurricanes. All right, so Florence, which is the same name as an Italian city. When I think of this, Florence, Italy. All right, anyway, let's see what this is.
Hurricane Florence has now grown to an extremely dangerous Category 4 hurricane. It has top sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. It continues to work its way westward through the Atlantic and continues on its trek toward the U.S. coastline. So this is going to be a setup for a lot of bad things in the days to come. We are talking about storm surge coming in here. Potentially that could be 15 to 20 feet, certainly life-threatening storm surge. Not only that, but we're also talking about destructive winds. As we look at the arrival times of the tropical storm force winds, they are likely to arrive by early Thursday morning. We're also talking about massive amounts of rainfall coming in. Notice the cone here. Once it moves on land, it's not moving very quickly. It stalls out. And because of that, we're talking about massive amounts of rain that could lead to catastrophic flooding. Here's one model output. This is the European. And then we look at another one, the GFS. It does shift it a bit, but both of them are hinting at extremely dangerous conditions and extremely catastrophic flooding.
Okay.
Andrew.
Well, Florence, as of 12 o'clock, 130 mile per hour winds, 946 millibars of pressure, moving west at 13 miles per hour. It is 1,230 miles east-southeast of Cape Fear, North Carolina. So this storm seems to have a direct impact for right here, South Carolina and North Carolina. So it is one to watch. There's a high rip current risk in effect right now for right there. The waves are very high. Tropical storm force wind probabilities. Very likely we will have tropical storm force winds along North Carolina coast. And lots of rain, so flooding. Right now it is raining here. We just got over an inch of rain. So, so that is Florence. We have other things going on. We have Isaac, Olivia, Paul, and Helen. These are all not in the Atlantic, though. But Florence, be very careful. Heed the warnings. I just heard that I believe East Carolina University is shut down currently, or will be, due to Florence. So yeah. So be safe. So there, let's see what the other articles are. Okay. Yeah, so it seems it's going to be pushed into this direction. Yep, it says because there's a blocking high, so that will make it go towards the coast. So because of that, okay. But there's other storms we could take a look at, and if you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to ask. We also have, there's another one to watch. That'll be in the long term. So Florence is Category 4, but let's move to Isaac, which is out in the Atlantic currently. It is Category 1 hurricane, 75-mile-per-hour winds. It is headed towards the Caribbean, which will be one to watch for the Caribbean, but for now we can't say much about it for any impact in America. We also have Helen, which doesn't seem to be a threat, but worth to look at. Helen is a Category 2 hurricane, 105-mile-per-hour winds. It will just be going up into the Atlantic in the long term. So no threat to any landmass for as of now. No. So we just have Florence to worry about here. That's it. So well, Isaac too. We also have this out in the out in the Pacific. We have a Category 1 hurricane. Its name is Olivia, and it will affect Hawaii in the long term as a weak Category 1 hurricane or a strong tropical storm. So anyone that lives on Hawaii or is somehow on vacation there, I'm not somehow, but just is on vacation there at this time of year, well, be cautious. And we also have Paul, which is out in the Pacific. So far, not a threat to anything right now, any landmass. So, those are storms. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at Olivia then.
Tropical storm watch is in effect for a good portion of Hawaii. We are tracking Hurricane Olivia, now a Category 1 with winds of 85 miles per hour. It's moving off to the west at 9 miles per hour. Now, this storm is expected to weaken, which is certainly good news, but we could see landfall on the eastern part of the Big Island by Wednesday. Tropical storm force winds, a whole lot of rain expected, especially for the eastern chain of the island. So that threat for flash flooding, landslides all exist. Remember, many of these places received over 10 to 20 inches from the last hurricane, Lane, which was just a few weeks ago. So this could be some very extreme flooding coming their way.
Looking to jumpstart your credit?
Okay. Well, that is Olivia. Okay.
Sandy.
Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. When you need us most, we're here to help. State Farm, we're a force of nature too.
Today, let me be clear. North Carolina is taking Hurricane Florence seriously, and you should too.
That was the governor of North Carolina, and he's right. North Carolina is looking at some serious danger with this storm. The first mandatory evacuations were ordered to all residents and visitors on Hatteras Island in North Carolina's Outer Banks. Hurricane Florence is expected to bring severe impacts to the area. And red flag warnings were in effect on beaches across the coastline, warning swimmers to stay out of the water. Students at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, are under a voluntary evacuation
on the Hurricane Highway. Did you ever notice that hurricanes tend to move across?
Sorry.
Order. Classes there are canceled. It looks like many residents of North and South Carolina have been taking warnings seriously. Supermarket shelves were already empty days ahead of the storm. The governors of South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia have all declared states of emergency to free up resources to prepare for Florence. And in Virginia, state agencies have already begun preparations for potential impacts. The U.S. Navy has relocated its ships off the coast of Hampton. Hurricane Florence will likely make landfall anywhere from South Carolina through Virginia as a major hurricane in the coming days.
Okay. Well, be very careful there. So that has been your live stream. So also, if you have not seen my spring forecast, go watch that. I mean, sorry, not spring. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I have to do winter, then winter comes first. The winter forecast, then the spring one. But of course, you can watch all my previous spring forecasts for all the other springs from, in the past. But if you have not seen my fall forecast, go watch that. That was recently posted. I got home a bit late, so it was a bit dark, but you can hear me. And you'll be seeing my summer in review coming up this weekend. And of course, your full forecast for your 7-day forecast Friday. So, well, that has been your live stream. So, like this live stream if you thought it was good. Subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure the bell icon is on for notifications. I will see you Friday. So, bye.